Good morning, fellows. How are you?
Good morning.
What's up, Tomás? Hello, Vicente. Hello, Pia. Pia al cuadrado. Pia Soccer, Pia Ferrera. Constanza. Good morning, Tamara. Samuel, Benjamin, Tania, Tanay.
Good morning.
Andrés. Ohayo gozaimasu. Fernanda, Salvat, Yvonne. Good to hear you and see you again, guys. Good day. Good day. Okay, guys. So welcome everybody to a new session, new class. Well, it's been a hard week. A lot of work. Así que por eso es que el otro día no tenía unas reuniones, tenía que cumplir con montones de cosas. Así que por eso de repente hago clases asincrónicas, subo material y todo eso. ¿Ya? Entonces la idea es que cuando pase eso, puedan revisar el material que está en UCampus. Okay? So today we're going to deal with grammar. We're going to deal with grammar. We should study imperatives or review imperatives because I think it's something that un poquito. ¿Cómo suena ahora?
Oh, profe, se escucha mucho mejor. ¿Verdad?
Dale, vale, gracias. Sí, la idea es que todos puedan escuchar bien. Sí, me voy a acercar un poquito al mic. So, yeah, we've been studying for and against essays. Also, we've been studying lexical contents about the media and society. And today we should be dealing with grammar in this case. So I'm going to start sharing my screen with you right now. Cualquier problema técnico, no escuchen o no me vean, me avisan, please. Here we go. All right. About imperatives. In this case, as you know, an imperative is basically a verb. And in this case, it's not exactly conjugated, but the form is, in this case, similar to a bare infinitive. ¿Qué es lo que es un bare infinitive? Es un infinitive que no lleva to. ¿Ya? Y se parece mucho a la base form. ¿Ya? Base form es, por ejemplo, cuando yo, no sé, pues conjugo, yo digo I do, you do, we do, ¿cierto? Ese do no lleva el to, está conjugado, ¿cierto? En el present simple, por ejemplo, pero también hay una forma que es base form o bare infinitive, ¿cierto? Que no lleva ningún sujeto. Y este es el caso de los imperatives. No subjects at all, right? And it's got different uses. For example, we use imperatives to give orders or commands. That's one use. Another use of the imperative form is to warn people about dangers, or, for example, to forbid or to prohibit. Another use of the imperative is to give advice, all right? Another use is provide for instructions or to give instructions. And finally, to request things, okay? Pedir cosas, requerir cosas. Polite request, actually, polite requests. So the first use in this case is giving orders or commands. For example, wake up or run, or, for example, especially for people who are in the army or who follow orders in this case. Wake up, for example, normally somebody who is in a position of authority, like your mom or your dad, for example, or anybody like that, and then they give you orders or commands so that you can do it. clean up your room, and stuff like that. Another example about the warnings in this case is, for example, watch out, look out, don't trespass, normally signs that we can read, and then, or don't trespass, don't step on the lawn, for example, and so on. Don't touch me, for example, that's another thing. For example, and of course, in this case, we can use the negative form, which is do not. Normally, we put do not or don't before the base form in this case. Don't go, don't touch me, don't do that, etc. And when we give advice in this case, it also has to do with the intonation. It's not the same, like, for example, when you say, when you give a command or give an order, it's very different from giving a piece of advice, for example. Don't panic, or stay calm, and don't eat too much, or, for example, don't go there, and don't date this person because blah blah blah, and so on. Any piece of advice with the appropriate intonation in this case. Okay, it doesn't have to sound as an order. And to give instructions in this case is basically like when you give directions, or, for example, when you follow, in this case, like a manual, like steps, or a set of in this case, in a procedure to do something. Espérame un poquito que mi barrita quiere entrar, está así raspando la puerta. Hold on. One moment. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I was dealing with it's giving instructions. For example, when you give directions, normally we do that thing after a question, like, I don't know, where's La Moneda? So you go straight, or drive straight, turn left in the place, etc. Go past, and all of those, in this case, verbs that we use are, in this case, uttered with the imperative form. And, or, for example, when a doctor gives you a prescription, like take a pill, every 8 hours, drink syrup, this syrup, I don't know, every 6 hours, and so on. And finally, to request things in a polite way. For example, please don't go. Normally, we use please in this case. Please reconsider, and leave me alone. Let me alone. Let me go, please, and stuff like that. Okay. So, any questions so far about the different functions or uses of imperatives? Any questions about the examples? Crystal clear. So far, so good. No problem. No complaints. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna be reading your comments in the chat room. So we're gonna do. Dice todo el ejemplo que pone el profe suena como terminar con algo. Please don't go. And stuff like that. Yeah, leave me alone. Don't call me. Sí, ya me hicieron traer malos recuerdos como son. Ya, sigamos. All right. Yeah, talking about the form in this case. aquí está lo que les decía de antes. Infinitive form, normally the verbs, they have this to at the beginning. To be, to do, to eat. Todos los verbos vienen en su raíz de esa forma. When we get rid of to, we got the base form, que sería be, do, eat, drink, sin el to. Después tenemos affirmative imperative, que es like a conjugation, pero básicamente como igual que la base form. Y no subjects, nunca lleva subjects, jamás, ¿cierto? A no ser que, por ejemplo, el don't you dare, it's kind of in this case like an imperative, but también existe el don't dare, ¿ok? Lo que pasa es que el don't you dare es basically se convirtió casi en una expresión idiomática porque es en una situación muy particular. Pero si yo le digo no te atrevas a hacer eso, don't dare to do that. O simplemente don't dare, dependiendo de lo que esté hablando. Pero don't you dare es básicamente una frase que es direccionada hacia una segunda persona. All right? Y siempre es en un caso y situación muy particular. And negative imperatives, we add do not or don't at the beginning, and so on. Now, let's do some exercises. Well, let's do también es un imperativo cuando usamos el let's plus another verb, plus in this case, let's plus infinitive, o let's plus base form, básicamente. También se considera un imperativo. Todo let's go, let's do this, let's get down to business. Cuando las canciones dicen get down, get up y todas esas cosas, imperatives, basically. Push your hands up in the air, and that's imperative form, you know. Famous push your hands up, right? So we're gonna do this quickly. We got affirmative and negative forms. So I'm gonna be reading your suggestions in the chat room. For example, vete para arriba, una cosa así. Sube las escaleras. O anda para arriba. How do you say? That's very simple, you know, like go, go upstairs. Very simple. Remember my mama told me, no, go upstairs, si quiero una casa de dos pisos, of course. Right, number 2. Aquí está súper fácil. In this lake, y tenemos el not y el to swim. What do you say, guys? ¿Cómo sería
Don't
esto?
swim.
Very good, Alejandra, excellent. Don't swim. Excellent, very good, very good. Don't swim. Read the chat too. Don't swim, Constanza, very good, excellent. All right, number 2, vamos a chequear al final, ya, vamos a check al final. Number 3, oh, this is a typical order, así como, anda a hacer la tarea. Vaya a hacer, do your homework, do your homework. Number 4.
Don't play.
Don't play, very good, excellent, Alejandra. Don't play football in the yard. Number 5. Another piece of advice maybe, or command. It depends on who is saying it, so your mama tells you, andarte los dientes, brush your teeth. Or for example, an advice from a dentist, brush your teeth every day, thrice a day, and so on. Brush your teeth. Number 6.
Don't talk.
Don't talk, exactly. Don't talk. Don't talk during the lesson. This can be, of course, like an order or command in this case. Yep, perfect. Don't talk during the lesson. Another instruction, maybe a warning in this case. I think it's a warning. Number 7.
Don't feed the animals in the zoo.
Don't feed the
Feed.
animals. Very good, Thomas. Feed, excellent. Don't feed the animals in the zoo. See, a warning, I think, or a prohibition. Number 8, I think in this case is
Read.
exactly. read. I think it sounds like pretty much like an instruction, like a manual of instructions. Read the or a piece of advice, maybe read the instructions first, you know. I remember I always tell this to my students, like in a test, you know, lea la instrucción
Don't be
primero.
late for school.
Don't be late to school. Very good, number 8. Thank you, Alejandra. Don't be late for school. Typical piece of advice, you know. And number 10.
Switch off your mobiles.
Switch off your mobiles. Very good, Benjamin. Switch. Typical thing before a test, for example, switch off your mobiles, please. Check. Very good. That's 100%. Ya pasa a retirar su título en las oficinas de la 11 mañana. All right, after the pandemic, of course. You would like to. All right. Good job. I think we got it done with this thing, you know, with the imperatives. I think it was just a review. And now the claro. De encéfalo. All right, very good, excellent. Let's now deal with, in this case, with the next topic, which is future continuous. Next slide here. Okie dokie. Okay, I'm gonna make it bigger. This is kind of small presentation. Hold on. And bigger in this case too. But these two images basically are the same, but they got at the same time some more differences. Here we go. All right. So as you can see here, we got the future continuous or future progressive tense in this case, which is progressive and continuous. It's synonymous in this case. You can check out here the forms with the typical formulas in this case. So we're going to use in this case like a deductive system. Normalmente cuando uno quiere entender la estructura desde la fórmula, es un método se llama inductivo, right? En este caso de la fórmula bien particular, ¿cierto? Hasta la forma general and so on, ¿ya? Entonces, affirmative, negative, and interrogative forms in this case. Subject plus will plus be plus verb ing, o también conocido verb ing como gerund, or present participle. Okay. Example, I will be singing in the concert tomorrow. The negative form, subject plus will plus not plus be plus present participle, también conocido como gerund or verb ing. I will not or I won't be singing in the concert tomorrow. And affirmative, interrogative in this case, sería will plus subject plus be plus gerund. Like, will you be singing in the concert tomorrow? So after the gerund or after the present participle, we can add more things like, for example, phrases of adverbial phrases, or for example, we can add expressions of time and so on. So let's check out in this case the examples here. I'm going to ask somebody in the class to read the usage and the example. Maybe let's say Danai, are you there, Danai? Danai Sierra?
Yes.
Can you help us please with the section here? Usage, dice to describe, y después el example, please.
Okay. To describe interrupt action in the future. Example, when you come tomorrow, they will be playing tennis.
Thank you very much, Danai. Good job. Excellent. So this is the first the usage in this case. We describe interrupted actions. So for example, what is the action, the ongoing action in this case? They will be playing tennis. That's the ongoing or continuous action in the future. Espérame un poquito. Me están llamando por teléfono. Saben que tengo que aceptar. Give me a second. Me ha dicho mi madre. Hold on a second. All right, I'm 42 years old, but my mom still calls me. All right. Describe interrupted actions in the future, and when you come tomorrow, they will be playing tennis. Yeah, basically, lo que les decía, ¿cierto? Well, we got an ongoing action in the future. So they will be playing tennis at a specific time, but then something else happens, and that event interrupts, in this case, the ongoing action. Entonces, they will be playing tennis. ¿Y qué es lo que interrumpe? When you come tomorrow. Hold on. Coronavirus. All right.
Salud, profe.
Thank you, thank you. La mamita lo primero es el Benjamin. Sí, that's true, that's true. Yeah, the next example here, or the next use of the future continuous, I'm going to ask maybe Alejandra, would you like to read the second use of future continuous, please? Dice, to express actions in progress, etc. y el example. Alejandra Malverde, ¿estás? Can you hear me? Alejandra, ¿me escuchan? Yeah?
Sí.
Okay. Can you read the second, aquí donde dice express actions with the example, please?
To express actions in progress at a specific time in the future. At 12 o'clock tomorrow, we will be having lunch at school.
Perfect. Very good job. Thank you, Alejandra. All right. So we can see here in the example, actions in progress at a specific time. So normally we say a very specific time, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 4:30. And the actions that we will be doing at that specific time, which is different from the first use, right? Next example, in this case, Benjamin Herrera, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Please, man, can you help us with the third example and usage?
All right. To refer to actions that are happening now and unexpected to continue in the future. And I'll read the example too. Only
Yes,
this.
the example, yeah.
Unfortunately, sea levels will still rising in 20 years.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you. So in this case, we see that we talk about actions that are ongoing now in the present time, but in the future, they will be happening anyway. Like this very sad and terrible example, sea levels will still be rising 20 years. That's true. I mean, we're going to disappear someday. Or pretty much the coastal cities and some islands, that's terrible. Climate change and stuff like that. Okay, let's continue. The next example, Tomas, are you there, Tomas?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you read the fourth example and usage, please?
Okay. To ask question politely about the future. Will you be bringing your friend to the party tonight?
Thanks a lot, Tomas. Very good. So basically, you can ask exactly the same question in a more impolite way or more informal, like, will your friend come to the party? Or, for example, something like more simple. But in this case, it's very formal to say, will you be bringing your friend to the party tonight? It's like way more formal. You can use it, but it's like not everyday language. Next example, I'm going to ask maybe Pia Azócar. Are you there? Can you help us, please, with to emphasize? Ay, no sé por qué escriben mal esto. To emphasize of future plans. O the emphasis of future plans y el ejemplo, por favor.
Okay. To emphasize our future plans and intentions. He will be coming to visit us next week.
Thanks a lot, Pia. Thank you very much. So in this case, when we want to emphasize future plans and intentions, we use the future continuous. You can say simply, for example, he'll come the next week, which is very simple language. He'll come the next week. But when you want to produce emphasis, you use this, in this case, tense. He'll be coming to visit us, you know, como para re-enfatizar, right? Next usage in this case, Tamara, can you help us, please, with this to describe in the example? Okay. Don't worry, Tamara. That's okay. Yeah, no, don't worry. That's okay. Maybe Vicente, can you help us with this to describe?
To describe atmosphere in the future. Example, when I arrive at the party, everybody will be celebrating. Some will be dancing.
Thank you very much. You know, I imagine after coronavirus, you know, after the pandemic, like everybody will be celebrating, everybody will be, you know, in my case, as I am a little paranoid, I will be taking care of myself, wearing a mask, maybe in 5 more years. I don't know. But yeah, after the pandemic, I expect everybody to be celebrating, you know, everybody will be dancing and having fun, drinking, smoking, whatever you want, and stuff like that, you know. Su carrete mechón cuando se... Sí, nos vemos en la graduación, chicos, chiques, en la graduación ahí, carrete mechón. After the thesis defense. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Then, and the last usage in this case, I'm going to ask Ana Carla. Are you there, Ana Carla?
Yes.
All right. Can you help us, please, with the last example and usage?
Okay. To express parallel actions or series of parallel, así se dice.
Yes.
Actions in the future. She will be watching TV and he will be cooking dinner.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Ana Carla. Good job. Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So to express, in this case, parallel actions in the future, it's very simple. Maybe tomorrow morning, I don't know, she'll be watching TV, he will be cooking dinner, or tomorrow night, he'll be ironing the clothes and she'll be studying and so on, you know. Very good. So any questions about the uses in this case of the future continuous, like the different contexts, or maybe questions about the structure of the future continuous? No problem, no questions, no complaints, no jokes. All right. Okay, good job, fellows. Good job. Now we're gonna do some exercises about this. Time is it? Still plenty of time. Got plenty of time. All right, we're gonna do this one here. Exercise on future progressive. Oh, what a nice mouse. All right. Here we go. Put the verbs into the correct form. So we got the first example. At midnight, we will be sleeping. What about number 2, guys? Anybody would like to read and complete the sentence? You can use the microphone or the chat. Okay.
We will be sitting at the beach.
Excellent. Very good. Thanks a lot. This time next week, we will be sitting at the beach. Well, that will be so nice. It will be so great. This time next week, we'll be sitting. We can use also the contraction. We'll be sitting also. That will be okay. No sé si esta página aguante eso, el contraction, pero es la spoken word in this case. We'll be sitting at the beach. Number 3, anybody? Easy peasy for you guys.
At 9, I will be watching the news.
Perfect. At 9, I will be watching the news. I'm gonna read the chat too. Catalina will be watching. Very good. Catalina Martinez Conde. I'll, a ver si me aguanta el contraction. I'll be watching the news. Number 4. Number 4. Anybody? Nobody? Come on, guys.
Tomás in the chat.
In the chat. Okay, Tomás will be cramming up. Very good. And in this case, cramming. You know what cramming is? Cram up?
No.
Okay, hold on. Cram up in this case is pretty much like ruin something. It says to ruin something. Or for example, yeah, it's pretty much like to destroy or ruin something. So tonight we will be cramming up. It's pretty much like destruyéndose estudiando. Como que nos vamos a hacer pedazos estudiando, una cosa así. It's pretty much like slang, you know. It's not like everyday. No, it's everyday language actually. It's very colloquial. Como decía un amigo, los vamos a destruirlo. Tonight we'll be cramming up for our English test. Okay, so I'm gonna type that thing. Hold on. We'll be cramming up. There you go, for our English test. Number 5. Esta está ultra fácil.
They will be dancing.
Tamara también, y también acá en el mic, no alcancé a ver quién era. Pero thank you for that. Porque en el chat esta Tamara dijo, will be dancing. And you're right. We will be dancing. Good. Echo de menos dancing. Number 6. Anybody? Number 6?
He won't be playing all afternoon.
Very good job, Ana Carla. Very good job. Excellent. He won't be playing. There you go. Veamos si no aguanta. Está bien en todo caso, pero probablemente esta página no entienda el contraction. Number 7. Number 7. Negative form 2.
Won't be working.
Won't be working. Very good. Who was that? Tanya?
Yes, this is my name.
All right. Okay, very good, excellent. Yeah. Que a veces no voy a poner la vista así más de galería porque no alcanzo a ver cuando hablo. All right. So He, in this case, hold on, let me move. I won't be working. Very good. I won't be working. What about number 8? Anybody?
Will be, no?
Will be eating?
Will. In this case, you is okay. ¿Qué más era? Will you?
Be.
Be, very good. Excellent. Be or puse.
Eating?
Eating. There you go. Will you be eating? Will you be eating at 6? Very good. Excellent. That's a good job. Excellent. What about number 9, guys?
Will she be traveling to London?
Right. Will she be driving to London? Perfect. Perfect. Very good. And finally, number 10.
Will they be fighting again?
Will they, very good, Constanza. Will they be fighting? Will they be fighting again? Good. So normally when you have this examples, you know, mira, nos tomó la contraction. Yo sabía que no iba a entender. Pero están bien, chiques, está bien, ¿ya? Porque el programa quiere que uno ponga he will be playing, pero está todo bien. So, in this case, we can also add, as I told you, more things to these sentences. Will they be fighting again tomorrow, for example? Will she be driving to London tomorrow at 1 p.m.? So we can add, in this case, time expressions, or adverbial phrases of time in this case, to be very specific. You know, normally we use the future continuous with very specific timing. They will be dancing all night, you know, normally with this ending, you know. Tonight is specific too, when we say tonight we'll be cramming up for our test and so on. At 9, very specific timing again. Any questions about this, people? Any questions, any comments? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Tomás.
He escuchado en alguna parte o he leído en alguna parte que en la 10ª, por ejemplo, también se puede invertir el sujeto con el will. Así como they will be fighting again, en vez de will they. ¿Eso se puede?
As a question?
Sí.
Yes. It's
¿Ah, sí se puede? Ok,
yes.
ok.
Absolutely.
Ya, gracias.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, of course. Lo que pasa es que si ustedes van a la música, a las películas, ¿cierto? El colloquial language, ¿cierto? Porque esto es lo que yo les enseño, es como el canon, ¿te fijas? El canon de la gramática, pero cuando ustedes vean like real English everywhere, in the movies and music and stuff like that, se van a encontrar que la gente rompe la regla cada rato, ¿no? Entonces, that's pretty much like, pero hay una frase muy famosa que dice, bueno, para romper bien las reglas, primero hay que conocerlas. Okay, so that's a must. You know, before you need to know the rules, and so then you can break them anytime, right? But first we need to understand the rules. Okay. Good, excellent. Any other question or comment? Any complaints? Any something? All right. So we can just finish in this case the grammar section for this class. I'm gonna change the topic. Voy a cambiar el tópico entonces. He estado hasta ahora con, digamos, checando algunos, en este caso, book reports Ya todavía estoy en proceso porque tengo un montón de cosas que hacer, estoy con prácticas profesionales, seminarios de títulos y todas esas cuestiones, entonces igual estoy tratando de avanzar con sus book reports, ¿ya? Yo confío también que Ivana, que también está con hartas cosas, también igual me va a ayudar con eso. Next week tenemos la Recess Week, así que sí o sí yo creo que voy a avanzar así mucho más rápido que lo que he avanzado hasta ahora. Así que yo espero tener la próxima semana, sí, siendo bien realista, yo creo que la próxima semana van a estar sus primeras notas, ¿ya? Para que estén tranquiles por ese lado. Hasta ahora lo que he visto está bastante bueno. No he visto, o sea, yo estoy muy seguro que no voy a ver ninguna nota deficiente, ¿ok? Así que congratulations porque el nivel en este caso de English para ser freshman está súper importante el nivel, o sea, good job, yeah, congratulations about that. Eh, Algunos pueden decir, nah, sí, no tanto, sí, pero sí, o sea, por la experiencia, digamos, you got a good level of English para ser primer año. Obviamente lo van a ir mejorando y perfeccionando mucho más, digamos, at the end of your training course. Ya, hasta ahora solamente pura felicidad nomás. All right. Good. Así que yo creo que van a haber buenas notas, chiques, en general. Good marks, good qualifications. Así que, nice job, ¿cierto? And, hold on, estaba buscando una reaction aquí. Good job, guys. Ahí está mi reaction. Voy a poner otra más, ahí está. Yeah. Nice. So, for the next week, voy a estar subiendo material on UCampus. ¿Ya? Porque aquí, como dice el calendario, Recess Week dice más material for and against, ¿cierto? Tenemos que seguir estudiando lo que es un for and against essay. Tenemos que ir profundizando en ejemplos de for and against essays. Vamos a estar hablando de influence of computers and the internet in the society. And voy a subir material sobre reported speech and WH questions al UCampus, ¿cierto? Videos and exercises and also presentations and so on. Entonces, de vuelta a la Recess Week, podemos, como así como un review rapidito, pasar por encima, pero tenemos que seguir viendo for and against essays. Voy a pedirle también a mi ayudante que haga en este caso una ayudantía sobre essays, ya que grabe algo interesante para ustedes explicando, cierto, cómo se construye un essay, cierto, más que todo la estructura, cierto, porque vocabulario sé ya que tienen, ¿se fijan? Ahora es estructurarlo en el formato del for and against essay, right? When I read the chat, dice start from the bottom, now we are here. Yes. Okie dokie. ¿Qué más? Porque todavía tenemos un poquito, como 6 minutos. Give me a sec. Voy a ver algo interesante que podamos compartir. Un poquito más acerca de for and against, ¿ya? Vamos a adelantar un poquito de for and against essays. Como creo que les había dicho de que una forma muy práctica, según mi punto de vista muy personal, de trabajar el for and against en este caso, sería que formaran en Google Drive, ¿cierto? Que crearan un Google Doc en este caso y empiecen a hacer drafting al tiro. Me lo comparten a mí, se lo comparten a Ivana y empiezan con las ideas, con un título, empiezan ahí a jugar con los formatos, ¿cierto? Creo que sería interesante ver cómo va creciendo ese essay desde el principio. No importa que partan con el título, con el tema, no importa, a mí me interesa que vayan ir viendo cómo crecen, de a poco hasta alcanzar el final product, que esto se entrega el 4 de junio, ¿ya? Pero si yo puedo ver cómo avanza en el proceso, I think it would be really interesting to me. Give me a second. I'm going to show you something here. Acá. A ver si nos sirve este de acá. All right, here we go. Entonces, for and against essays. So we got a question here. They said, what do you think is the purpose of this type of essay, the for and against, right? What is the purpose in this case? Remember that we were talking about this, and one thing is to persuade the audience or persuade the readers to at least reflect on a topic which might be controversial or might be important in society, okay? And then in this case, present two arguments, which is the pro argument and the counter argument about that topic, okay? In this case, the definition in this slide, they say, a for and against essay is a pros and cons essay in which a topic is considered from opposing points of view, basically. You are required to present both sides in a fair way by discussing them objectively and in equal detail. Entonces, for example, si yo tomo un tópico como el que los que subí en Ucampus, en mi checkout, yo creo que subí una lista de tópicos por aquí, aquí dice, list of topics, aquí está. So you can check out this list of social studies topic. Tenemos abortion, child abuse, cultural comparisons, gay, lesbian, bi, and transgender, marriage and family relationship, domestic abuse, social problems, race, culture, and gender, blah, blah, blah. A lot of different topics that you may deal with. Women's rights, suicide. So when we talk about, for example, I don't know, any of these topics, you choose one, and then you have to necessarily maybe write about what is the maybe traditional or conservative point of view on, for example, let's say abortion or gay, lesbian, bi, and transgender rights or women's rights versus the more liberal or the more, in this case, progressive point of view about them, you know. So then your reader and your audience can have a clear point of view from two opposing, in this case, stances. And then when you present the case, in the conclusion, you should write your own personal opinion. You can say, in my opinion, the strengthening of women's rights in the 21st century is going to change the world. It's very important, you know, that we have this equality between men and women, or between, you know, even the for example, non-gender human beings, for example. We should have equal rights, blah, blah, blah. So that can be your own personal point of view, but only in the conclusion, remember. What else? Let's go to the presentation again. On the basic structure, you know, again, of an essay, a for and against, is the introduction, main body, and the conclusion, right? You can choose how many paragraphs you're going to write. You can have this four paragraph outline, que puede ser de 4 párrafos el ensayo, or maybe some people can choose the 6 paragraph essay. O sea, uno que tenga introduction, que tenga 4 en el main body, y que tenga uno en the conclusion. Yeah, but remember also that if you're going to write 1,200 words, como 1,200 palabras, every paragraph should have more or less the equal number of words. Okay, son 6 párrafos, son 200 palabras por párrafo. Okay. Do you guys have any questions about the essay? ¿Tienen alguna duda sobre el ensayo? ¿Cómo tiene que ser? ¿Ya tienen su tópico? Más o menos han pensado de qué quieren escribir. No ideas so far?
Yo tengo algo importante que decir.
Dígame.
Que todavía estoy escogiendo el tema y me he dado cuenta de que si escojo temas que son así como poco éticos, así como por ejemplo lo que está pasando en Palestina, se me va a hacer muy difícil hacer el ensayo porque en ese caso tendría muchos argumentos a favor de Palestina y muy pocos argumentos a favor de Israel. Entonces, como consejo para los demás, a la hora de escoger el tópico, traten de escoger algo que esté así como bien balanceado en cuanto a argumentos a favor y argumentos en contra. Eso.
Ok, thank you, Tomás. Good. Ahí en ese caso, Tomás, estaba justamente cuando tú hablabas, pensaba en quizá, obviamente, tu posición personal puede ser a favor de Palestina, súper bien. Y yo sé que es súper difícil dejar quizás las emociones de lado como para poder como seguir el formato, ¿ya? El problema de justamente del academic writing es que uno tiene que dejar los sentimientos de lado, ¿ya? Y es súper difícil, ¿ya? Porque cuando uno se siente más cómodo, por ejemplo, yo siento que cuando uno escribe persuasive essays, pero que no estamos viendo ahora los persuasive essays, el persuasive essay es netamente a favor de un tema y obviamente tú tienes un párrafo que es como counter argument, pero es que es uno. El resto de los párrafos es todo pro argument, ¿cierto? Porque es para convencer a una audiencia de algo o es para, digamos, concientizar a una audiencia de algo. Entonces el persuasive essay es como quizás súper bueno en el caso de Palestine versus Israel. Ahora, si alguien lo quiere tomar el tema también y hacerlo como un pro and cons o for and against, puede ser, pero tienen que ponerlo de manera, por ejemplo, en uno o dos párrafos poner cuáles son los argumentos pro-Israel y cuáles serían los argumentos pro-Palestine. ¿Te fijas? Y en la conclusion, ustedes se desquitan, ¿cierto? En conclusion, ¿cierto? Ustedes dicen, I believe that, you know, the rights of the Palestine people in this case have been, you know, violated so many times because of the Israeli occupation and blah, 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 blah. ¿Ok? Pero solamente tendrían la opción de dar su personal point of view in the conclusion. Pero es porque el formato es así, ¿ya? El otro formato más, como más personal puede ser el persuasive, pero no lo estamos viendo ahora, vamos a ver después. Probablemente en second term o si no en segundo año. Así que, pity. Sad, pero eso, pues sí, como les digo, si encuentran que un tópico es como bien difícil, como meterlo dentro del formato, tomen otro que sea más, como más que les acomode más, ¿ya? What else? Useful linking words and expressions. Ya sí, esto también les puede ayudar si es que para que le echen una revisadita a esta presentación, como linking words and expressions que les pueden servir, por ejemplo, list points. Tenemos firstly, first of all, in the first place, to begin, to start with, secondly, thirdly, finally, ¿cierto? Cuando están enumerando argumentos. List advantages, ¿cierto? Cuando hay como un pro-argument, podemos usar on one hand, o por ejemplo, one, another, or further, an additional major advantage. One advantage of this thing is, or a major advantage of tal cosa is, or a further advantage of tal cosa is, and so on. The main advantage or the greatest advantage de tal cosa sería esto. O también se usa como on one hand, on the other hand, ¿cierto? Por un lado y por otro. On one hand, we got, for example, Israeli forces, blah, 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 doing something. On the other hand, we got Hamas or the Palestinian forces doing otra cosa, ¿cierto? On one hand or the other hand. Aquí están como las disadvantages de algo. Lo mismo que la advantage, pero usando la palabra disadvantage. Drawback también es como una desventaja en este caso. The greatest disadvantage, the greatest drawback, another negative aspect of, ¿cierto? And so on. ¿Cómo estamos con la hora? Estamos pasaditos ya. Okay, entonces, have a look at this presentation. So I uploaded like several presentations about for and against, ¿cierto? Y lo vamos a ir revisando a la vuelta del receso. Have a nice recess week. Have a, in this case, a good, in this case, rest, take naps, I don't know, sleep more, a little bit more. And exactly. And have a great day and see you soon.
See ya.
Thank you.
Muchas
Bye,
gracias.
guys.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.
bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.